Hey everybody, it's Tony's Big T Bariatric, and I'm back at you with another video. Today it is Monday, March 6th. I hope you're having a great day so far. Sorry I'm a little late with this video today. I just kind of woke up a little late this morning and just haven't been able to get my roll going. But here I am, making this video for you guys. I hope you enjoy it. If you could do me a huge favor, please subscribe down below. It's right down there. Just press that subscribe button. We are so close to that 4,000 mark, so please help me get there. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this video. I greatly appreciate it. So we're going to get right into it. This is Latonya's journey from My 600 Pound Life, season 11. So apparently there's even more wild moments with this person. So let's get into it right away now.
You came here before, and in the past 5 years, you haven't made those changes. What is different today?
Every now and then, a new 600-pound patient comes around and reminds me why I love this show so much. Season 11 of My 600-Pound Life just dropped, and Latonya is that patient. There's so much to unpack in this episode, and you already know the drill, so grab a double extra large pizza, 2 liters of soda, and a 10-pound bag of candy, because we're about to chow down on the craziest moments of Latonya's episode. Before we get started, though, don't forget to subscribe to Plot.
So right off the bat, did I catch that where Dr. Now told her that she's been around for 5 years and she hasn't made any changes yet?
Twist and hit that bell so you never miss a video. Now let's dive right into it.
I live with my fiance. He wakes up before me, so my caretaker usually take care of my shower with washing my back or, getting areas that I can't reach.
Latonya, like most of our 600-pound patients, is so big she can barely shower. Her caretakers wash her body for her every few days. She's become less and less independent with their help, and she is so used to them waiting on her hand and heavy foot.
I mean, it's nice if you absolutely need a caretaker to come in and help you out, especially if you are actually disabled. But to get so big on your own to the point where you need a caretaker to come in and bathe you, I mean, at least she's bathing, right? At least she's taking a shower. Some of these people don't even take a shower but once a week or even once a month, and you can't even imagine that stench. But yeah, I mean, when you need a caretaker to come in and bathe you out because of something you're doing with your own choices, I think that should be a rock bottom moment for you. You need somebody to bathe you.
To take a shower takes so much energy. Once I'm done, I'm tired and, I'm hungry. I'm thinking about food. You can do some eggs, bacon, grits, and biscuits or, toast, something like that.
So she has her caretaker enabling her. Like, her fiance isn't going to enable her because he's off to work. So she actually has a home health care nurse come in and not only bathe her, but also cooks for her and is like a chef. Like, hey, I want you to get this and this and this. I want you to get the biscuits in there and the eggs and the bacon and the sausage. Just like she's putting in her order at McDonald's or something. Like, she's supposed to be there to help you, not enable you.
She relies on them a lot to make meals too. Even though they're in scrubs and clearly some kind of medical professionals, they overfeed her and make her weight gain problems even worse. Clearly these nurses failed their nutrition portion of the exam.
Food.
I mean, nurses really don't know very much about nutrition, and I'm not saying that as a bad thing against nurses. Even doctors, I would say, do not know very much about nutrition unless you're, part of the bariatric clinic or something like that. They might have their own diet, like Dr. Now has a diet. But Dr. Now is not a dietitian. He's a surgeon who put together a diet, and so that's why I think my program was so successful for me is that they also had a dietitian and I had access to therapy and all the other things that I need. But yeah, I mean, it's like, why are you going to hire a home health nurse and that home health nurse is not even going to help you be healthy? Like, you should just take the nurse out of it. You should take the word health out of it. And hey, I just got myself a servant. Like, I got somebody serving me hand and foot, ordering me food and not ordering, but making me all the food that I want and actually making my progress even worse. Like, you're not there to help for any other reason than just to be the hands and feet that she can't be because she's too big.
He's like my best friend. Thank you.
I need a roller cart.
Right.
We gonna have to get one.
She then delivers Latonya's meal in bed. The plate is full of bacon, an extensive spread of Eggo waffles, and enough scrambled eggs to feed a zoo.
Can I have some juice, Miss V? When I eat, it takes the stress away. That's what I do to help me cope with things.
I really hope the government isn't paying for this. I mean, if you got a husband and he's paying for it, whatever. That's your money, and I think that that's a waste of money that the nurse isn't going to even take care of you in a healthy manner. But if the government's paying for this and she is continuing to enable you, I mean, that's a waste of tax dollars, in my opinion.
When Latonya calls back to make sure she gets the gallon serving of sugary juice she needs to start her day, her caretaker fetches it right away.
You done?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, when you need 4 or 5 plates just to feed you breakfast, well, a plate full of biscuits, a plate full of bacon, a plate full of eggs, a plate full of Eggo waffles, I mean, That's a disgusting amount of food. I don't even think I ate that much.
Thank
Oh,
you.
you did real good.
The caretaker says this
You did real good. Seriously? I mean, that's where I talk about tradition. Like sometimes if somebody eats a lot of food and clears their plate, they have a mom or even a grandmom who's like, "You did real good. You really cleaned that off." Like it's something to be proud of. Um, yeah, she shouldn't be feeding her this much. Like, how many waffles is that? One, two, three, four, five. I count at least 6 waffles on a single plate, and a bacon and sausage on another plate, biscuits on another plate, eggs on another plate, and 2 bowls of something. I mean,
after Latonya slams down a whole meal. Latonya needs a ton of encouragement, but not in this direction.
For lunch today, we had some fish and some French fries. It wasn't too healthy today. Tanya cheats on her diet, but not much as she used to. You can't
not as much as she used to. Are you serious? You mean she was eating a lot more than that?
be restrict on a diet all the time. Sometimes you need a little something more for a taste.
Even
A little something more. I'm sorry to keep pausing, but this is blowing my mind. Like, she's not eating as bad as she used to, and sometimes you just need a little bit more. I mean, seriously? There's nothing healthy about this. Oh, it's not a little healthy today. She's cheating on her diet a little bit. You are absurdly in the wrong mind here.
when she's on Dr. Now's strict diet, her caretaker agrees that sometimes you just need a little something sweet. The very people that are meant to be here to help her are just making her life worse.
I go grocery shopping maybe once a month because it's hard for me to get back and forth to the grocery store. I cram in my van. That take a lot of energy. So before I can start the van and drive, I have to take a breath because it then took so much energy to do all that moving.
I mean, it's one of those situations where the only time you get out of the house is once a month to go to the grocery store. That's because you can't trust anybody else to get the food that you want. So you got to go get it yourself. And yeah, that's the only exercise you get. That's the only thing that'll get you out of the house is your love for food, right? And yeah, it's just sad because everybody that's around her is probably like, yeah, we're not going to get you the amount of food that you need. She's like, well, then I'll go to the store and get it myself. I mean,
When she and her fiance go grocery shopping, it takes a group of 3 people to even get her in the van, and they use a wrap.
It's so hard to stop because the food, it just feels so good, It takes the pain away.
But no matter how hard it is for her to move around, she still never chooses a salad.
I'm ready to go to Houston and meet Dr. Now. So my mama used to say, if you're gonna worry, don't pray. If you're gonna pray, don't worry. For all the people who was praying for me, man, I thank them.
I mean, that's a lot of food, and that macaroni and cheese looked really, really good. I can't kid you there. I love some Velveeta shells and cheese, or even some Kraft, man. I haven't had that in like probably a couple years, but I miss it. I love mac and cheese.
You know what I'm saying?
For her next meal, she has a giant tray of fried chicken, a catering-sized order of mac and cheese.
Here she goes again with plates and plates of food. 4 or 5 plates there. It looks like a bowl full of cornbread or something, a plate just for her green beans, a plate for her mac and cheese, a plate for her chicken and rice. I mean, if you need 4 or 5 plates just to eat every single meal, you know you're doing something wrong.
Grits, rolls, collard greens, and whatever else you can squeeze into that supersized plate.
I don't want to be this person. Don't want to be in this body. My body feel like it's my prison.
Dang, she's really going to town on that chicken.
It's my last week, so gotta get it in before I go out here and see Dr. Now.
Even when she goes to see Dr. Now, she sneaks in her last binge meal of cakes and sweets in the car. She says it's her last time to have fun before the big diet, but real fans of the show know this is a sign she's not ready to commit to her weight loss.
Yeah, I mean, if you were ready, then you would do it already. Like, most of these people go to Houston and they are binging their last meal all the way down there, and sometimes it takes 2 or 3 days just to get down there because they stop so often and they need to eat frequently, and they're just going crazy, going hog wild, thinking it's their last time, but in reality, it's really not their last time. Because when they get to Houston and they move in, and they're like, oh, we don't have pots and pans, so, well, we're just moving in, and so we're having a difficult time with food, when you could still choose better options, but you just decide not to.
I don't think fried food is a good option for you.
I won't eat a whole lot just to taste,
Even when dieting, she turns to fried food and cheesy side dishes, and she's really not losing any weight at all.
Show me what they brought you.
I didn't touch that.
Oh, that's good lunch.
I don't eat beans at all. I don't even know what that is.
In the hospital, she complains to Dr. Now, saying she doesn't eat beans at all.
I still have to eat something.
No, eating the food that belongs to the next 4 years ahead of time. If you don't eat, you're going to be all right.
That's a savage Dr. Now moment right there. Yeah, she doesn't need to eat something. I mean, she could go a long time without eating something. I mean,
Honestly, this is one of the craziest interactions in the entire show.
He's completely devoted to me because I helped him get out of prison.
I was incarcerated and I ran to one of her cousins. You know, I was in the big boned women. So he was like, I got a cousin for you. See, I look past what other people see, her weight, this and that. I know she a good person.
Next crazy moment belongs to Latonya's fiance, Dewan. Apparently their cousin set him up with Latonya because he knew he liked big boned women. The only issue, well, he was in federal prison at the time.
yeah, that's the thing. Being someone who is in prison, you're probably a little desperate for a little loving, but there's no intimacy between them. The whole intimacy is food. You're attracted to big boned women, big boned. I don't believe that big bone is really a thing. And somebody questioned me on that. It's like, yeah, my hands are twice the big they normally should be, so I definitely have big bones. It's like, that's just a lie fat people say when they want to excuse their weight. I'm just big bone. It comes naturally to me. But yeah, you like big women, so yeah, you're going to find yourself somebody that you can feed and keep fat because that's what you like. Outside of that, there is no attraction. There is no love and intimacy there. And so she found herself a very bad person to be with because she's not going to be able to lose weight when she's engaged to somebody and will eventually marry somebody who's going to keep her fat just to satisfy his own lustful desire.
End of my road.
You always think about the negative thing, man. You gotta stop thinking like that. I told you, stop thinking like that, man.
It's not negative, that's reality.
He seems to really love her, but the two start bickering in the waiting room and he reminds her,
Don't let it get the best of you. You ain't handicapped. You're just down right now. You gotta fight for your life.
this caused some fans of the show to question his intentions with her.
Yeah, if he starts bickering with her as soon as she's in the waiting room trying to, get some help from Dr. Now, this is probably a relationship that's not going to last if she did decide that she was going to lose the weight and get healthy. But we all know that with an enabler, that's not going to be easy.
There you go. That's good. Exercise. That was good. You need to do that more often.
When she struggles to get up the stairs or even walk at all, he jokes with her saying, see, that was exercise, you need to do that more often.
You ain't gotta cook no food. You ain't be cooking just because you ain't gotta be cooking that food. I told you, I'll be telling you, you ain't gotta worry about that.
Even in Dr. Now's office, he harshly tells her that she needs to stop eating and stop cooking food.
Just forcing yourself to eat, it don't matter. You might think you're not eating a lot. Then you're gonna leave, you're gonna go eat out to a restaurant. Then later on,
Well, I'm confused now. Is he the enabler that we pinned him to be from the beginning? He's telling her the harsh truth. Maybe he's getting too big for her. I don't know. Maybe he's just saying what he needs to say on TV so he doesn't come across a bad way. But then when the cameras are off, he's enabling her. I don't know. This is very interesting.
you're gonna eat something else. You think you ain't eating a lot. You really is. You really man say you gonna eat one meal.
She claps back by saying he's overreacting and she really doesn't eat that much, but he's simply not having it.
Can we just do it and not just talk about
do
it?
it.
I'm not eating very much. Seriously, we just saw you eating 5 plates per meal.
You
Okay.
can talk about it and still do it.
But I can't, not right now.
Latonya tells him she doesn't even want to talk about it because she can't handle the pressure from him.
You know, the situation with me as a child.
Latonya's childhood is also very
I mean, you're sitting there in Dr. Now's office, but you're not ready to hear it. You're not ready to hear some news that you need to lose weight, that you are eating too much, that you need to cut down. Like, when are you going to be ready to hear that? Because if you're not ready, you're sitting there in Dr. Now's chair in his office, you are wasting everybody's time.
wild from start to finish.
Up until the time that I was 12, everything was really peaceful. Both of my parents are Baptist. Bible study, Sunday school, praise dancing, and just learning the work of God and positive people with positive attitudes.
In the beginning, her childhood was okay for the most part. She grew up in a strict Baptist household, but claims she was surrounded by positivity.
But then when I was 12, everything changed because that's when my mom died very suddenly.
Yeah, usually there's some traumatic event that happens. I found God as a result of my trauma, and later on, as an adult, found God, and it really brought a lot of peace to my life. It helped me overcome some of the trauma, but there was still that food addiction there, and so I was a little more successful after that. But then, when any more trauma came on, or I, just lost control, I went back to eating the way I did before. So, yeah, it's good to find something positive to live for and to have that positivity in your life. But until you fix that mental aspect of the trauma that caused you to try to cope in whatever way that you're coping, whether it's food or alcohol or drugs or sex or whatever, you're not going to be too successful in getting that out of your life. And I believe a prayer life does help. I know not all of you are believers on here, but it's really helped me.
Everything changed for the worse though when she was 12, when her mother suddenly died of an asthma attack.
My mother had asthma real bad, so one night she was having an attack. My older brother Terry took mom to the hospital, and before she left, she said, if I don't make it back, tell everybody I love them.
And sadly, she was right. She wasn't coming back.
I think Latonya is a smiling depressive, and that she puts on a good face for the world. I don't think she's allowed herself to really go to the dark stuff in her own past.
I think I've been that way too, and I'm only recently just now starting to talk about some of the things I went through. As you could tell from yesterday's video, those of you who watched, I had a difficult time talking about my sexual assault or my rape when I was a child. I don't like talking about that stuff, and so most people see me smiling and being cheerful and being happy. I mean, there's that part of me inside of me. I am a happy person. But there is that other dark side. There's that depression and that angst and that fear and the worry that I have. Because I'm struggling with life right now. I'm struggling to pay my bills. I'm struggling to keep things going. And so I feel like I have to be, because I'm the oldest son, I'm the oldest child, I'm the brother of 3 sisters, and I got young nieces and everything else. So there's a lot of me that's like, okay, I got a lot I'm overcoming right now that I'm struggling with. I don't think a lot of people understand that I'm struggling with. And so I have to keep a brave face for everybody else. And so it can be a very difficult dynamic to live with, especially as you're going on this journey and you're overcoming trauma and losing weight at the same time, and you don't have that coping mechanism that you had before.
For fear that she'll let somebody down, or maybe that there's nobody there to help her with it.
In therapy, the therapist calls her a smiling depressive, but when Latonya leaves therapy, she says it was all a big mistake and probably just a waste of time.
So things have gotten worse for you. How motivated you are to change your eating habit, how motivated you to change your life, and how motivated you are to give up this motorized wheelchair.
I'm very motivated.
Latonya may be failing her weight loss journey, but Dr. Now is winning an Emmy for this performance.
The changes have to start now. And after the diet, the most important thing is to get out of that wheelchair.
He's sick of her using a motorized scooter and wearing diapers so she doesn't have to make any effort to use the bathroom.
You came here before.
Wow, you're in a position where you're wearing diapers. Just because it's an effort for you to get up and go to the bathroom, you'd rather just sit there and poop your diaper so your home healthcare nurse or your fiance can take care of that for you. I mean, that is just plumb lazy right there. She doesn't even want to try. And you could tell in her face how she's just, got that attitude. I'm not eating very much. I don't know what's going on. It's not my fault. It's everybody else's fault kind of thing going on.
And you were given a chance to make those changes. And in the past 5 years, you haven't made those changes. What is different today?
He reminds her that she doesn't have any time to waste and goes full savage mode on her. As Dr. Now gets older, he's really starting to hold back a lot less, and we love to see it.
I really don't eat very much.
Okay, that's your idea.
Are you teasing me?
Latonya seems defensive about her eating habits and doesn't realize how much she actually is eating at one.
Yeah, I talk about it all the time as like a toxic relationship. You have this bond with something that's so toxic. It's like somebody dating somebody who is just very bad for them. They're a narcissist, they're abusive, they're mean and ugly, but you're just so connected to them that you just have a hard time breaking away. Maybe you don't want that independence. They bring something safe to the table, but at the same time, they're abusing you and harming you in so many different ways. And so we often see many people in abusive relationships that they don't want to leave that partner for whatever reason. And we watch them and we're like, why are you still with that person? They're abusing you, they're hurting you, they're destroying you, and they might even kill you at some point. But you just get defensive. You're like, because I love them, I don't want to leave them. And it's so hard to watch. And it's the same thing with food. You're so addicted to the food. It brings you the pleasure, brings you the love, it brings you comfort and peace and all those things, but it's harming you. And you're at the point now that you're wearing diapers and you're still getting defensive and defending your eating habits because you don't want to give it up.
From the beginning, Latonya has been fully delusional. It's downright ridiculous to have this mentality, especially when you weigh in at more than 700 pounds.
Wow, that was definitely a crazy story. I don't even know what to say after that one. I should watch this whole episode. But anyways, let me know what you guys think down below. I really appreciate it. Leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so. Also, check out my description. There's all kinds of links down there if you want to be a part of the Big T Bariatric family. We're building a community here, and it's growing. We have over 80 members on our Discord. So the link's down there. There's also links to my Facebook and Twitter if you're a social media person. And also, there's a link to my Patreon and my PayPal, and I'm trying to raise some money so that I can get some better equipment. Like I need a camera, I need a microphone, I need a desk and a chair, stuff like that, so that I can make better videos, so I don't have to record from my bed like I do every single day. So if you want to support the channel, there's lots of ways to do it. If you want to become a part of the community, there's lots of ways to do it. So check out the description, check out my About section. The links are in there as well. So anyways, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I love you all. God bless you.